There are a couple of things that give me hope, and one is always the natural world. It's at night when I walk outside and I look up at the sky and the stars are still there. There's something constant beyond me.
Sun here too.
My name's Malinda Clatterbuck. I'm the Associate Director at the Center for Sustainable Environment at Franklin and Marshall College. And what I love about that job is I get to work with students. I get to do programming, bringing in people to lecture about how to live more sustainably in our lives. I also have my own practice as a therapist. I'm a mother and a wife. I've done a lot of different things. So I went to seminary and I have served as a pastor. And I've spent a lot of time as a community organizer, mostly around environmental justice issues. So I feel like I have lots of different hats. They all start from the same core. And the core starts with compassion and love and justice. I feel like it was 10 years ago now when I was just living my life, living in the woods in the southern end of Lancaster County, and a fossil fuel industry drew a line on a map that went right through our backyard where they were going to put a pipeline. And that triggered something in me in starting to protect the earth in a more intentional way. I grew up in the woods. We were isolated as kids, and so the trees that are in my backyard, because I live in the house I grew up in, are the trees I befriended when I was a child. I didn't play with people. I played with the trees and the plants. And the earth became like the soil, the moss, the rocks that I created my world around internally, because it was an escape from abuse. The earth became what soothed my soul and gave me comfort and strength. So I was in my early 40s when this pipeline threatened to destroy those woods. And so with Lancaster Against Pipelines, what we did was we called people in. Like, we care about protecting our environment, our backyard, our rights. We worked with hundreds of families in the Lancaster area to try and stop the pipeline. And we learned a lot in the process about who we were and what we were willing to do and not willing to do, how the system works to protect the rights of corporations and violate the rights of the common person. That system hasn't changed, but I feel like because of our movement, there are a lot of people in Lancaster who are continuing to fight to try and change the system. The children were in their teens during the most active time of Lancaster Against Pipeline. My son was arrested when he was 16 years old, and my daughter was arrested when she was 14, doing nonviolent civil disobedience. And they learned that what you believe in, you stand up for. And Ashton, our son, came out as trans when he was 16. And he got involved in the Sunrise Movement, and he became a little activist all on his own. He planned and organized walkouts for gun control. He was an excellent writer and advocate for other trans. He volunteered with the Trevor Project as a person who answers the phone for trans kids who were suicidal or struggling or didn't have support. And so, like, our family unit of 4 has always been really precious to us. There's this love that is known that we carry among us, which is why it was really, really hard when Ash took his life, because he kept it from us, that he was not okay. And it's sad to me too that as loved as Ash was, that it wasn't enough. And I feel like that taught me something as well, that having a support system and knowing you're loved isn't enough. And I look at Ash and I say, he was loved and he knew it. And he said, every day we texted, we talked every day. I know you love me, Mom. I am so glad I have great parents. Like, I've never felt unsupported. And it wasn't enough. there is also this societal community that affects who we are and bullies people and makes them feel unsafe. And I want my life to be remembered as one that fought to change that. I think one of the things the Y is doing fits so perfectly into like my life theme, right? You can't change the United States, but we can change Lancaster. We can make a difference here. We can change one life, help one woman who is a single parent and has trouble getting a job or paying rent, like helping one trans kid who has been kicked out of their house because their family doesn't support them. Like, any individual success is a success overall. And so already the Y is making a difference. Like, what we're doing makes a difference to those individuals. And that's what matters. And that's what we need to highlight and remember. And I do believe as we highlight and remember that, we'll be inspired to do it again.